Good evening. Almost forgot to add myself. I need a babysitter. Anyway, good evening, everyone. I trust my husband, Dig Deeper Ministry, Crazy Irish. How's everyone doing tonight? Tonight's Monday. Not many people usually are live, so I didn't really go check. I kind of just set this for 8:20 and went with it. Yeah. So, how's everybody doing tonight? And before we get started, I just want to show everyone my t-shirt that I got a while ago from David Divine Broadcasted. It's a really comfortable shirt. Our daughter has this sweatshirt. Hey, Hope. I have many tabs pulled up and one on my phone, but I thought that before this gets out and everyone gets crazy, that maybe we would talk about it on here for a little while. Good evening, Camo Carl and Ragnar Adventures. I hope everyone's doing well. Hi, Sandy. So I guess I'll start with, so the grocery store is really hitting the pockets, isn't it? Hey, Susie D, Celestial Preps, Donna D. Hello. I didn't plan, only about a half hour maybe in advance, maybe a little bit longer. And I'm sorry for that, but I got reading into something and I thought that we should go and get it all out there. But anyway, back to the grocery store junk. You know, the prices have been rising and rising and rising, not just by the year, but by the month, by the week. And I think at this point, if they could do it midweek, they probably would, like a gas pump. You ever drive up to the gas pump and you're like, ooh, and you got that price of gas, and as you pull up, cha-ching, it literally just changed. And then you're like, ay. Yeah, that's happened to me a couple of times. But, with the thing that we've been dealing with the past 3 years, obviously they're, at this point, I don't think it takes more than a season to get out of the dumps that we're in. However, people tend to still live in the past because I'm hearing a lot of, I'm not going to say the word, but before the cucaracha, came, it becomes a moment in time that everybody's going to be talking about pre-cucaracha times, before and after. So is the prices on the groceries something that we're going to have to get used to and accustomed to, or are we going to have to start demanding some answers as to why? Because New York State actually just did a thing and found out we were being overpriced for chicken. And there's like a huge long list, like Purdue, Tyson, all of it. So apparently if you go on the site just for New Yorkers and you fill out the form, they're going to be giving people their money back because they overpaid for chicken between the years of 2009 in January all the way to 2023 January. Yep. So I guess it goes December, January. I don't know. However that works. Maybe it was January, December. I don't know. So don't quote me on that. Good evening, William H. And hello, Lily. All right. Well, there's about 41 of yous in here. I don't know if you guys remember me doing anything on this about Guillain-Barré syndrome. Guillain-Barré is a neurological issue. And the exact cause of Guillain-Barré syndrome is not well established. However, most cases commonly occur within a few days or weeks of following a respiratory or gastrointestinal viral infection. And studies have shown that such infections can trigger an autoimmune response. Now, I'm autoimmune, okay? For what? Oh, thank you. Hey, TH2. All right. I gotta stop for a minute and put up a banner. Good evening, Super Dave. I guess this one. There we go. Okay. Now how do I get back to chat? See, I don't do lives as much as I used to, and I'm all fingered when, I do things. All right, so studies have shown that such infections can trigger an autoimmune response. So that's where I was getting to. I'm autoimmune for several different things that I have. My body has created an autoimmune disorder. Okay, so I'm pretty smart on that subject. So the normally of your immune system uses antibodies and molecules produced in an immune response and special white blood cells to protect by attacking infecting microorganisms like bacteria and viruses. So when your white blood cells go up, any normal person who's been through this with either themselves or a child knows that when your white blood cell goes up, that they have to start looking for what's causing that, an infection, bacterial, viral, just an infection. My oldest daughter, her appendix ruptured and her white blood cells were through the roof. I brought her into the emergency room. Her appendix had ruptured. Long story on that, but that was over time because I kept bringing her to the doctors. They couldn't figure out what was wrong with her. She actually had a ruptured appendix. So that's your body telling you and telling the doctors that something is very, very wrong. Hey, Tennessee Ridge Runner. Hey, good enough. I am going to be putting the link in chat for TJ. Trust in God, I think, is watching on the couch. So hello from the couch. There we go. Okay, so again, they don't fully know how people actually get this, but this seems to be the thing on how most people get it. Okay, so the white blood cells attack the body instead of what they're supposed to be fighting off. That's where autoimmune comes in. Instead of your body attacking the virus itself, it gets confused and starts attacking things that it's not supposed to be attacking, like organs. Now, this is another one. Epstein-Barr is something that we're also familiar with that actually comes from somebody who's gotten mono in the past. And from the mono, they get, not everyone, but some people in rare cases get what's called a reoccurrence, and it's called Epstein-Barr. Also, not fun to deal with, and that person has that like the rest of their life. So, hi.
Hi. I just now saw your thing that you put in Signal a few minutes ago.
Oh, one of the articles?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the reason I went on about the grocery store and the reason I went on about the autoimmune type stuff is because I want to get to this Guillain-Barré syndrome.
Yeah.
And what's happening in Peru right now.
Mm-hmm.
So they declared a health emergency over a rare syndrome called Guillain-Barré, and it's a rare neurological disorder. So the Peruvian government, which by the way is in South America, on Saturday, July 8th, declared a 90-day nationwide emergency after an increase in cases of Guillain-Barré syndrome cases. Now, the last time I brought this up I was warning people about we may start seeing this rise because of the thing we've been dealing with the past 3 years. So far, there's been 182 cases of the GBS, that's Guillain-Barré syndrome, have been recorded, and there's been fatalities. It does attack the nerves in the body and can cause muscle weakness and paralysis, or even for people to not be with us anymore. They're calling this an here I go again. I had this word all figured out in my head. It's an epidemiological alert. So it's basically like become an epidemic. Was issued on June 27th, okay, to intensify prevention, surveillance, and response action from the neurological disorder. You guys can still hear me, right? Can you guys still hear me? Oh.
Sorry.
It's okay. I was on another screen, so I didn't see you go out.
Well, Charlie called and it threw me out of StreamYard. I was like, what?
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, I'm on my
Yeah.
phone.
So I'm going to copy that word wherever it is that I found it. Here we go. Well, my goodness, I guess I can't copy it. All right, so trying to hit the continue to read. So Peruvian President Dina Boluarte, accompanied by her ministerial team, speaks during a news conference at the government palace in Lima, about the recent spike in the rare disease that had led the government of Peru to declare the state of emergency on Saturday. To date, 182 cases of Guillain-Barré have been reported, with 31 hospitalizations and 4 deaths. I'm just going to go out and say it.
Wow.
Roughly in a 60-day period, health officials have diagnosed 683 with confirmed cases in Peru.
Do they know what causes it?
Okay, well, I did that in the beginning. They're still unsure. However, contracting certain illnesses, and also the thing that we've been dealing with the past 3 years,
Okay.
people who got the insurance for that to make it maybe so it doesn't maybe get you that bad,
Uh-huh.
they're finding it in an upkick of a rate of 1.8 to 53.2 among people who got the thing.
Oh.
So it's a rare disorder, like I said, and it attacks your body's immune system, your nerves. It eventually can paralyze your whole body. It is a medical emergency. To also tell you guys on how this works, it's like one person in 100,000 in the United States get this every year, from just like your average, RSVs, like your colds, your flus, or, things that you put in your body to prevent other things. So they're monitoring that part with the thing we've been dealing with the past 3 years to figure this out. And they're actually doing a GBS report to adverse event reporting for the thing we've been dealing with within 21 to 48 days after. So if you haven't had any problems, they are saying that the likelihood of this happening is probably slim to no. Let's see what else. So there's a lot in this, and I'm going to see if I can't link this information into the description of this live so people can go and read all these numbers and letters. It's a lot to read, and if I read this out loud, I'm going to sound like stereo instructions, to be honest with you. So, oh, okay. It's in Peru, and they've declared a state of emergency for 90 days. Now, again, this is in South America. So we're in North America. This is in South America. Also,
But is it something you can catch from somebody else once they have it? Do you know that?
I searched and searched and searched, but didn't search hard enough, so I can't speak on that.
Okay.
And two, doctors don't fully know how this actually comes about fully. Right. So, like I said, in the past, okay, like even just 2019, roughly 1 in 100,000 people per year get this. But why is there such an uptick from a GBS rate, Guillain-Barré syndrome rate, after the thing? It went from 1.8, that's what it was per year, okay, to 53.2 cases per million.
Well, we did try to tell everybody that stuff was no good for you. You know what I'm talking about. The insurance.
But two, I mean, you can get it from before. This was like something that was around before too. But yeah, I mean, 1.8 to 53.2, that's a huge jump.
Yep.
A huge jump. So I thought it was important to come out about this because of, well, all different reasons, you know. Hey, TJ, Cats and Shepherd's Voice. Good to see you. Mine is a carryover from having mono as a child. Yeah, the Epstein-Barr or Guillain-Barré. Our youngest daughter actually gets reoccurrences of Epstein-Barr from having mono as a kid, and they can find that out through a blood test. Yeah. A screenshot or viewer. Hope sent a screenshot of my shirt to David. Okay. Yeah, calm down. But yeah, that's the thing. I want everyone to calm down because if anyone has been following us, DJ, for the past over 3 years now, we should be a lot more ready for something like this than ones that weren't listening, right?
Right.
And then we've got the recent upkick from the jump to animals to human. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
I haven't been looking at none of it.
I haven't either, but you know, when you're standing in the grocery store in line and you're kind of like going through and yeah, and I prepped dinner tonight for like an hour and a half. Who does that? And then I finally, after an hour and a half, got it in the oven. And it was seriously just stuffed shells. But of course, I was doing other things and putting away groceries.
I'm throwing dinner together right now, actually. I sent Charlie to the store to get just lettuce. Just lettuce.
Just lettuce?
And he had to call me.
Oh, this is why I wish we were neighbors. You know how much lettuce? We have lettuce coming out of our ears. I had to harvest most of it, and I've got it wrapped in paper towels. Good evening, Carol. Yes, this is happening in Peru again. I want to make sure that everyone knows that. Good evening, Sniffer. Rose Young. People are still hopping in here. Teresa D, good evening. So what do you think, TJ?
What I think is people didn't pay to get their insurance continued. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And that's what's wrong. Because you got to have that second and third and fourth and fifth
It just
to keep from getting
the white blood cells to keep going, blinking out
yeah.
like a light.
We tried to tell everybody what this stuff was going to do to people, and they didn't listen.
Hey,
So
Pappy Two Bears.
I think that's what's happening is they're not getting their continuance of that thing, their insurance, and it's doing really bad stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I may be wrong, but I highly doubt it.
Yeah, Rose Young. We watch our daughter go through that, and from a previous case of mono, and that she gets so tired. Like she'll sleep 18 hours of the day for like anywhere from days to like a week or two. It depends, and you can go from days up to like 2 weeks. And then with Lyme disease, that was another thing too. That was hard for her to go through. But yeah, it seems like every time people get something like that, there's always something to follow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whew.
So I cooked a roast several nights ago, and I just now shredded it up, and I'm using it as taco meat.
From a roast?
Yeah.
Nice. Sounds good. We had stuffed shells tonight.
What kind of shells?
Stuffed shells, pasta shells. They're like
Oh.
really, we got the jumbo. They're like really big.
Yeah.
And I take a long time, like, fixing everything, and I stuff them, and I put the toppings on, and the cheese, and the sauce, and
Well, no doggone wonder why it took you so long.
yeah, and then you gotta fill every single one.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm just gonna read back through chat. Yes, Lyme disease is brutal, and it's hard to find in some people. Let's see. Hey, Christina Faith. I missed a couple of people too coming in. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to make people aware not to stress. Hey, Suburban Hill, not to stress and to keep calm. However, we know what happened this last time with things that upticked this quick. And again, I don't know if Guillain-Barré syndrome is contagious. I don't know.
Yeah, right. Well, and if it is, it'll be way on down the line before anybody admits it. And then by then it's too late because thousands of people will already have it.
Yeah.
You hear Charlie?
What's that?
Charlie said syndromes usually are not contagious, if that's what they're calling it.
Yeah, so it's not contagious or inherited. The exact cause of GBS isn't known. Researchers don't know why it strikes some people and not others. What they do know is that the affected person's immune system begins to attack the body itself. That's why they say it goes along the autoimmune disorders, but this one's a neurological disorder. And it also causes peripheral neuropathy. Of course, your white blood cells get all out of whack. The body's nerves. And I'm coming from someone who has neurological disorders. I'm walking around healthy, though, as I can be with my little glitches. This is something that is not, this is not okay. So, yeah.
Well, at least they're trying to at least get ready for whatever is coming. What do you think about it? If they've declared a state of emergency, that means they're saying they are expecting a whole lot more cases.
Yes, and kudos to her for doing so and declaring this in Peru.
Yeah.
And they're doing studies right now. They are working around the clock to figure this out.
Hmm.
Hey, Tina Ladybug, Bluegrass Sweetheart, and Carson. Yeah, they're definitely on on point with this. Um, I did want to, yeah. So I talked about the 3,000 to 6,000 cases per year. That's 1 to 2 cases per 100,000 annually in the United States. And it was first found in 1976. So that was 47 years ago. And it was observed that it was a risk among people who received a swine flu thingamajiggy.
Swine flu insurance.
Yep, the insurance for the swine flu. An increased GBS risk was found after another one too. So it seems to follow certain insurances. Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Hmm.
including this one that we recently have been dealing with.
But I
This,
think it's safe to say that it's worse with this particular kind of insurance.
I would think so because the insurance rates went from 1.8 to 53.2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that's definitely a cause for concern. Well, congratulations, Bluegrass, for whoever it is that you're planning for. That sounds fun.
What is it? Maybe somebody get married?
Our Bluegrass Sweetheart says that sorry I have not been around lately. I've been planning a wedding.
Ah.
Well, I haven't been around a whole lot lately either because I'm just busy. Yep. So if anyone's coming in late, we're talking about the declared health emergency that they did a 90-day national emergency for an epidemic alert on the Gilliam bar that has gone from 1.8 to 53.2. Well, congratulations, Bluegrass. It's her wedding.
Oh.
Oh, my cheeks are going to hurt now from smiling so much. Well, I just love that. Love is in the air and everything's just hunky dory. Oh, goodness. Yes, I know. Yes, I know what the swine flu is. It's the piggy. It's the piggy. Yep. Oh, goodness. So, yeah. And Susie D thinks that, well, I don't like bringing these reports, though. There's so many reports that I just look at Bigfoot and I say, I can't do this.
Right.
But, between the grocery stores, Bigfoot looked at the grocery bill today and I thought he was gonna go back to bed and it was nighttime. He's just like, is it really that bad? Like,
Yeah.
he hasn't been out to a grocery shopping with me, and jeez, when was the last time you went grocery shopping with me together, like both of us, like a full grocery shopping with a list? He says it's been a long, long time.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. But it is. It's just ridiculous. Even if you go to Aldi, it doesn't, things are gone up so much even there. It's
Yep.
a lot of times, when I go to a big superstore, there's a lot of things that are actually even cheaper than Aldi. There's something wrong with her. So,
Yeah.
prices are nuts. Speaking of nuts, nuts have gone from $11.99, which is high, to like $16.99. in a week.
Good Lord.
In a week for cashews.
I was at Ingles yesterday, and I was looking at all the produce and stuff like that, and they had little bags of dried vanilla beans. Had two vanilla beans in it, and it was almost $20.
Oh,
Two vanilla beans.
yeah. Well, that might even be a little bit cheaper than they were. My mom and dad couldn't even afford to get them because they make their own stuff with vanilla bean,
Uh-huh.
including vanilla and extract and Kahlua and all that fun stuff. That it was ridiculous for the longest time. It's expensive
Yep.
for two pots.
Uh-huh.
That's over $10 a pot.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if
That's
everyone
wonderful.
in chat knows what one looks like. It's this crazy black, brown, dried up thing.
Oh, but it's so good.
It is. It is really good.
And
Goodness.
I think that's what they're banking on. If you want that, because it's a luxury. That's what it is, a luxury. And if you want that, they're gonna make you pay for it.
Mm. Would you like to come over here and talk a minute, like you said you were gonna? Revelation 6:6, and I heard a voice in the mist of the four beasts say, "A measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny, and see thou hurt not the oil and the wine."
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. Bigfoot says it's talking about famine. That's in Revelation 6:6. That's interesting. But do you folks make money on YouTube? Um, I only get maybe paid maybe once every 2 months, maybe once every month. You need to make $100 a month on YouTube for them to give you a check or to put it in your bank account. Otherwise, you don't get paid. I know some people on YouTube who get a check once a year. I know I don't do as much as I used to.
You guys, you have to get millions of views to make good money on YouTube.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. So share it out, like it, leave a comment maybe afterwards. And yeah, it helps. It helps. But no, I mean, even when I was on a lot, I'm just going to go and throw this out here. We would be lucky to get anywhere from $200 to $300 a month. But I was on here all the time. And
Yep.
I can't do that anymore. As much as I would like to be on here more. And I do. I want to try to juggle things where I can. What I need to do is like make a time in a day and do it, but that's never really been me. I've always been really fly by the seat of my pants. Amazon had vanilla beans. That reminds me. I know how some of you feel about Amazon, but I know also a lot of people shop at places that sell all kinds of things. I'm just going to go and say from places not around here, from other countries. So it's not the time to think about that. Amazon tomorrow and Wednesday, July 11th and 12th. Amazon is having a huge, huge sale on Amazon Prime. So if you have Amazon account or Amazon Prime, or you can order from Amazon, some of the sales started today at 3 p.m.
Mm.
Yep. I'm talking solar powered things. I'm talking all kinds of stuff. So definitely you guys check that out. Thank you, Carson. Yeah, that does help. It really does. It really, really does. And plus, our videos aren't pushed as much as they used to be, are they, TJ?
No, they are not.
No.
But we'll get back to it.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be back in the algorithm.
Did you see my comment above? Between my itchy nose and my hair blowing in my face from the fan. No, I did not. I'm looking. How far is it up? It's not that far. Maybe I just passed it then. Because I'm way up at 8:45.
It's 6 comments above the one you have on.
Okay. Let me go back. 30 bag variety box of those little bags of chips went up from 27 before and fourth and went tonight to wholesale was $32 tonight. Oh, wow.
In 1 week they went up that.
In 1 week they went up that much. Something's happening again.
Mm-hmm.
We don't buy the small bags of chips, but I have because it's nice to send Bigfoot, with a little bag, but we're just got accustomed to buying big stuff and putting it in a sandwich bag. I noticed it was like 12 bags for like $10 1 week, which I thought was outrageous. And then the following week it was 12 something. But that's insane. 30 bag variety boxes, those little bags of chips went, and even $27. That's insane. To $32 for chips. I mean, you can buy those little small things of Pringles for $1. You can go to the dollar thing and get Dollar Tree or Dollar General and get the big things, the big thing of Pringles for $1.25.
It's almost $3 here.
For Pringles?
Yep. How long's it been since you bought Pringles, Lake?
Well, I'm gonna go out there and tell you that other than this week, because we don't need that stuff, but usually every week I buy Pringles, except for this week. But I did look at them and they were $1.20 something today.
Well, get ready.
Yeah. Oh, they were up there though. They were like over the winter they were ridiculous. They were like $2 something a container.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. But I'll also get those stackers. Is that what they're called? And then there's another kind that are like Pringles. Yeah.
No, Charlie won't eat the Lay's. He'll only eat the Pringles.
Only eats Pringles. I'm just trying to catch back up with chat. Beef process. What is this about beef? Oh, Ragnar. You don't owe anything. Right, Bigfoot? I'll just leave it at that. Ragnar, don't worry about it. That's something that Bigfoot and I do. So all of my memberships go to Bigfoot's thing for that. And also there's funds that come in for that on his channel. So yeah, just read up. We're going to need it. Was I missing something, Josh? Okay. I know many people know Bigfoot is Bigfoot, but over there on Dig Deeper, we usually call him Josh.
Mm-hmm.
Dusty Boots. Hello. Dusty Boots. We have Rusty Bottoms and Dusty Boots.
TH2, what do you mean by that?
Charlie is worth it. About the chips, the Pringles.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It just went to the phone call and me getting kicked out of StreamYard. I was like, what? Oh.
Hi, Harvest Mary Moon. All we prepped for, I'm never really ready for it mentally. That's why I'm saying when people go and get all hyped up, they're getting mentally exhausted with all the hype.
Yep.
Why we need to stay. You don't want to be down here. You don't want to be up here. We want to be right here in the middle. That way, if one thing goes over or under our line, we're not like, oh, you got yeah, you got to just breathe because
Thing just goes.
things was it 101 said him and I joke about this and now we all joke about this. Something's going to happen at some time somewhere.
Yep.
And how are we supposed, if anyone tells you that they're fully prepared for everything and they're trying to tell you to get fully prepared for everything, and we all can tell ourselves that, but if anyone tells you that they're fully prepared for it all, they're lying to you.
That's right.
They are lying to you. Yep.
There's one thing I need to get out there. I think I've mentioned this before, but it's been a really long time. As you're buying food and preparing that way, you need to also be putting money back to have 3 months worth of bill money.
Yes.
At least. That's the very bare minimum.
You're going to have to pay your bills because, you don't want to be depending on those people who hand out money because, they just did this in 2020, 21, 22, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. And I'm sorry. I don't want to be a part of socialism or
there's
anything.
no guarantee that you're going to qualify for whatever it is they're doing.
Exactly. Oh, like I know that there's one certain thing that I won't do to qualify.
Right.
Hey, David Devine, what a beautiful shirt. Well, you made it, so yeah. Get in here and calm down. Hey, Jamie. But that's the thing, this is happening in Peru. However, this is South America. It's not all the way over on their side of the world. You know what I mean? But this isn't contagious. This is something that we need to be aware of happening. You know how I talk about sound? I'm one of those people where they could call me names.
Blake, can you very briefly tell Charlie what the heck is happening in Peru?
Peru has declared a national emergency due to being overwhelmed with so many people coming down with Guillain-Barré syndrome.
And
why?
most of the people have gotten the insurance for the thing we've been dealing with for 3 years.
And the Guillain-Barré syndrome rate after that time of 3 years has gone from 1.8 all of a sudden to 53.2.
Yeah, that's how much it's
per million. It's Guillain-Barré. I talked about it happening, and I thought that we would see a spike in it happening later on. Well, the spike has happened from 1.8 to 53.2.
53%. That's over half of the population.
Explain to him where those numbers are coming from.
The numbers are coming from, okay, so.
Is it per 100,000?
The numbers of 1 to 2 people per 100,000 normal rate. That's a normal rate of, let's just say the U.S. That's a normal rate for the U.S.
Now it's jumped up.
It's increased, like Bigfoot said, over 50 times recently. Just all of a sudden, like they just turn on the switch or what?
Yep.
So, hey, Jerry Lee, Chrissy Cat, Agent J, Taco Man, wait till 2025. Yes, 2025, your tacos may finally go on sale.
They're gonna need to.
Yeah, yeah. So with all the grocery store prices, if something happens where, let's say, this 1.8 of people versus like 53.2, if that happens around the world, they're already having a hard enough time with people getting back to work and doing their job, even though the thing is said to be over. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That big part of it.
There's something else. There's something else I need to say. I don't know why, but you guys, when you go to the grocery store and you're wanting to stock up on something, if you do not need it right away and you know that product goes on sale from time to time, save your money and wait for that sale so you can buy more of it.
Right. That's what Bigfoot's talking about.
Yeah. Or if you do need it right away, just buy a tiny bit and wait for it to go on sale and then buy your more of it.
Yeah. And people get out of debt. Whatever you got to do to, well, no. Let me rephrase that. Whatever you can do legally and safely over time,
Mm-hmm.
work on getting out of debt. The house, the cars, the trucks, all of that. The cards, uh, just work on it.
We
And
have a business coming in, a manufacturer, and they're going to be making batteries for electric vehicles here. And they are all of a sudden just building apartments everywhere, all over our town. And
yeah,
I'm sitting here, you know me, my mind gets to working. If you're in debt, there's gonna come a time where they're gonna want to collect on debt, okay? And if you can't do it, they're gonna end up taking your house from you and shoving you into one of these doggone apartments.
yeah. Well, they're building them all up here as well. So when I go to the store, even those people at the stores are complaining that they built this one and they built that one, and now they're building another one back there.
Yeah.
And they know what's going on too. I'm telling you, people are going to be moving where it's more rural, more into your. What's going to happen with these cities? Like, why do they keep moving people out of the cities?
I don't know.
Is that the goal? Because that's what's happened. Yes, it's an autoimmune. Well, it's not. They're comparing it to an autoimmune disorder because of the way it works. It works like an autoimmune. So your white blood cells go up. It does attack the nervous system. Everything from peripheral neuropathy all the way to it can be fatal. Yep. Yeah, just like Bigfoot said, neighborhoods are being flooded with subsidized housing. Now,
Yep.
our idea of flooded is like 3 of them in 2 towns, but they're building more. They're building more. We don't have the flooding, but not
Hudson Valley in Vermont.
yeah, Hudson Valley down at the bottom of like it's like lower upstate New York and up at Vermont and certain places close to here, bordering Vermont has a lot of flooding. There was a woman, was she getting into her vehicle or something, and the road washed out, and there's been one fatality so far in New York, and I believe that happened last night or this morning. I think it happened yesterday. Now the flooding is horrible. However, they put this out days ahead of time, but still people went out where they shouldn't have. And that's what happens sometimes when you don't take precautions and you think that you're invincible.
Flooding kills more people than any other weather.
And Charlie said that they say flooding kills more people than any other natural disaster like that.
Yeah, well, we have some video, not me personally, but video that was taken not too far in Vermont because we're really close, and it's pretty horrific, the gushing waters. And then any of those roadways or anywhere near there, the woods are flooding. And then what happens, because they're, Adirondacks and Vermont, they touch. And what happens is like places flood, then they go down the hill and flood everything at the bottom, down the mountain, everything. But yeah, whole roads are just washed right out. And it was like a flash flood, like all of a sudden. Yet there was a warning for that area that it was imminent, it was going to happen.
And people didn't listen.
What?
I said, and people didn't listen.
People didn't listen.
Yeah, Charlie said that's pretty normal.
Yeah. Well, actually, Jamie, Adirondack Park isn't allowing it. They're in the lower. They're on the outskirts of like way lower. But it's not too far away. It's not too far off. No. So, being though with the Adirondacks being so many millions of acres are actually protected or owned by residents, I can't see that happening. But who knows? Hey, CJ, 1975. So yeah, I don't know where we're going with this so far, but I just I remember the toilet paper.
Yeah. That and paper towels.
We always go back to the paper towels and the toilet paper.
Yeah.
And then once that happened, I remember everyone remembers that day going to the store and the shelves were just, everyone was just, frantic, and everyone was just, no one wants to be there again.
I remember going to the grocery store not long after that started. And my brother and his wife was in there. I said, "What are y'all doing way over here on this side of town?" They said, "Looking for food."
Yeah.
I said, "Well, don't take it from my grocery store."
Okay, so before it was announced, we had military trucks up here. And they took it from here and went back to the city before we knew about anything. But people in the military who were sitting at Applebee's near Lowe's, they put two and two together and they put it all out there for all of us to see.
Mm-hmm.
And we knew what they were talking about. So we did have a heads up. However, then you have, because we're so close to Vermont, you got people coming up from the city. Then we have people hopping the border from Vermont, all taking from our stores. Yeah. So it took a longer time for us to kind of start bouncing back.
Mm-hmm.
Because the city came and the neighboring state. Yep.
I can't eat late. I was trying. I can't eat.
You're not hungry?
I get hungry. I'll eat about a quarter, maybe, if I'm lucky, of my food, and I can't eat no more.
It'll be like that for a little while after the procedure that you got. It's going to be like that for a little while. And as long as you're not like starving hungry, then that's okay and that's good, because what is it? Our stomachs are only supposed to be like as big as our fist. A lot of us like expand over the years because we're Americans and we're spoiled and we tend to overeat. And technically, you're not supposed to eat more than a certain amount. Yeah. Yep. What is this? It's worth the study time. I don't know what he's referring to. Oh, TJ Katz. Okay. Yeah. So, yes, it already has. So, there's a neighboring town that have been reporting at grocery stores and neighborhoods since the expansion of these subsidized housing. There's actually issues. And guess what else came in with that? The drugs.
Oh, yeah.
So, they're not doing any justice or good by building those things. They're just taking from one place where there's a problem and spreading it out everywhere else. I think they're doing that on purpose
Probably.
because they know where this is heading.
But the apartments that they're building here,
Cats
they
me.
look like they cost a lot of money to live in.
Yeah. Well, okay, so there's people there that pay full rent, and then there's the people that get it. I don't know what they have to go through, but they got to go through their government, and then they get the price of what they can afford, and then that's how much they pay.
Mm-hmm.
These people work and whatever, but they only pay so much of their earnings to live there. And that's where the problem is. So you got this person, let's just say they pay $2,000 for rent.
Mm-hmm.
You got this other person who's only paying $680 or $580 or $480. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, Lewis. Yep. Yep. So that's how that works. And then the government pays the person who rents these things out the difference to make it up.
Mm-hmm.
So you got the possible, upscale single mom. Okay. I'm just going to take one story that I know about who bought into this apartment, and it's a beautiful view right there in town. The kids got a good school to go to, and she's paying, whatever it is in rent in the thousands. And then all your next door neighbors just don't care. And they're bringing in the stuff, and you can't even let your kids out in the playground that they provide for these places to play safely. Yep. I honestly think that they're doing it on purpose.
Wouldn't doubt it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. There was an escaped convict they still haven't found from Warren County, Pennsylvania.
Mm.
And they made note a couple of days ago that he's a survivalist, and
Oh, great.
he's very good at it.
Well, they're probably not going to find him.
And they have now found a bunch of cash and like places where it looks like he may have been, where stuff was left,
Mm-hmm.
taken. So he was wanted for all kinds of things. And so they've got New York State on alert, Pennsylvania, and I think that might be it because he has ties in New York. Yep. I think it was Johnstown, New York.
I wonder what his charges were while he was in prison.
Well, one of them was rape,
Oh.
and the other one was murder and kidnapping. And this was all separate people.
Huh.
The rape took place in New York. And Jamie, you and I are on the same, pretty much the same thinking. Because then you got Vermont right over there. Yep. But that's the problem. People want to come and hide in a place where seasoned foresters and survivalists have lost their lives because the terrain's no picnic here. There's places where we won't go that are absolutely beautiful. One wrong footing and you're done. I mean, one wrong set of your foot, you're done.
Mm-hmm. That's a place I don't need to be. I ain't even got good balance, so
Me
count
either.
me out.
Oh, I used to climb to every mountain and look over across all the other mountains. And
Mhm.
now I get such vertigo that I can't. We went and I was on the dock. And I had to get off the dock eventually. I had to sit down, first of all. It was bad. The vertigo got really, really bad. Yep. Yes, it is close. Yep. Officially lived in a custom tent I made 25 years ago for over a year and a half. Yep. What does that make? Well, you're definitely a survivalist, not a hobo. Or a hobo. Oh, goodness. I dress like a hobo a lot. What chemical in the Canadian fire smelled and looked very bad? Um, uh, well,
Formaldehyde?
yeah, it was formaldehyde, and there was another one
Yeah.
that began with a letter B or D. And yeah, wasn't good. It makes you respect or someone I respect. Hey, Brew. Yeah, I think it's so, so cool. Oh, thank you, Chrissy Cat. All membership, all memberships go to Bigfoot's Dig Deeper Ministry to help people get Bibles or, whatever else that someone may need. There it is. Thank you very much, Poppy Tubers. Formaldehyde and benzene. Which is crazy for a forest fire, right?
Yeah.
And the last time I checked, we didn't have that in our trees. I mean,
Right.
That's good for you.
Charlie said you might want to check again.
I was going to test them. I'll just ask the pecker birds as they're pecking, I'll ask them to check it for me. Yeah. Goodness. Coming from
Yesterday, I had to go to Walmart and get a new fan
Yeah.
for work that I use. And I was like, I'm going to go see if I can't find something that's made just for putting on your elbows. You know how your elbows get real rough and dry?
because they have.
Mine was in really bad shape, and the closest I could find was this. And y'all,
That's the best.
this stuff works.
Well, I told people 3 years ago to prep it back.
Yeah.
Hands and feet is actually the same things, but the reason I get the hands one and the feet one is so Bigfoot doesn't cross-contaminate his hands to the feet.
Yeah, it's called Working Hands.
Yes, it's O'Keefe's. They used to only have it years and years and years ago. You could get it over the counter, but you had to go to the pharmacist to get it from behind the counter.
Wow.
So it comes like that, or it comes in cute little tubs.
Yeah. I got the pack that had 2 of these in there.
Yep.
Just to try it first. And y'all, I love this stuff. I'm going to be going back and buying me a bunch of it.
Okay, so a little hint. Do not use the feet one on your feet and walk around in your socks and shoes all day long. It will give you a serious case of swamp feet.
Ooh.
Do not do that. If you use it as a foot treatment after your shower at night, put it on your feet. Or if you're going to be home all day, put it on your feet, walk around in your socks, then later on, rinse that off. Your feet need to breathe. Just a word of advice. Somebody who's been using this stuff and told Bigfoot to use it for a long time. Remember that day you put it on your feet, went to work all day with your work boots? It was for like 3 days. I couldn't figure out what was going on with his feet, and then I figured it out. I'm like, you've been putting that on your feet going to work, and he's like, yeah, that's not okay. I'm like, no, that's not okay.
Well, Charlie, he usually has to use powder to keep his feet dry. And after a while, using a powder all the time will dry your feet out and just do horrible things.
Oh yeah, powder with your feet will dry them out. It'll crack them.
Yeah.
Hi, Bubba. Hi, Eric. Bear Truth, Mr. Jeff, and Mountaineer Mama. Hello. So, how you feeling today on your day
Me,
off? Yeah,
like poo.
like
I
poo.
told you my butt was glued to the chair.
Charlie, are you super gluing again?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, some days you just need to do that though.
Yeah, but mine's more often, and it's because of my work hours. I don't know how much longer I'm going to handle working the 2 different shifts every
Mhm.
week.
Yep. Yeah.
It's killing me.
Well, for right now, maybe take those days just to rest and relax because you've been through a lot this past quite a few months.
Hmm.
And you've been back to work now for a long time. You need time off.
I can't get it though because I have to have a replacement, and there is no replacements.
This is true.
And our supervisor, the one I don't like, he's the one that's supposed to come and relieve you, but he doesn't do it.
Mm. So what she's saying, people, what I'm saying is as of right now, she is irreplaceable where she is. I know you're irreplaceable, but now they're going to know.
Well, our on-site supervisor, which is our day shift person, she is trying to get us a raise.
Yeah,
Yeah, $3 an hour raise.
that's a good raise.
Yeah, I hope she gets it.
That's a good
But
raise.
I still don't want to be there that much longer. I want to come back to you two.
Yeah, is that like what, $70 a week? Right?
Yeah.
Did I just do math?
Oh my God.
I know.
I took a nap earlier and I got up and I couldn't sit at the table. And Charlie's sitting there just staring at his computer. Wasn't doing nothing with his hands or anything. He had them crossed, like this, and was just staring at his computer. I said,
Raiden,
what you looking at? And I looked around, it was a freaking graph. I
Big,
told you.
Bigfoot threatened me with a graph last night, didn't you? I don't remember even what about, but I was like, did you just threaten me with a graph?
You guys, so that you know, Lake and I both are married to nerds. Nerds are sexy though.
Yep. Couple of sexy nerds. Yeah, they well, they're smart.
Ladies, all you out there that are single and you're looking for a man, trust us. Go for a nerd.
Hey, TCP. Dun, dun, dun. It's crazy Irish. Dun, dun, dun. Goodness.
Do you want to go outside?
If anyone hasn't figured this out yet, TJ has been back to YouTube. She's trying to juggle working full time plus
Yep.
YouTube, but she is coming back more and more. But she did do a couple lives now.
Yeah.
and you're back to
Well,
videos.
the reason why it's so hard is because of the hours that I have.
Mm-hmm.
And on the weekends, I work 12-hour shifts overnight. And then on Tuesday and Wednesday, I work from 4 to midnight in the evenings. And just that simple switch has got me where I can't sleep right or anything.
Yep. That's way I call it like a swing shift. It's no fun. It's like it's just as bad as like that 3 days on, 4 days off, 4 days on, 3 days off, where they work during the day, then at night. And that's no one can come back for. How do you get used to that?
You don't.
No.
And Charlie's job used to do that, to where 1 week he would be on day shift, and the next week, or it switched every 2 weeks. I'm sorry. 2 weeks he'd be on day shift, 2 weeks he'd be on night shift, and he has all 12-hour shifts.
Mm-mm-mm.
It was killing him, and they finally stopped doing it.
Goodness. I'm just inserting some things into chat. I put Dig Deeper Ministry and Miss TJ's Good Enough channel in there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I can't see anything, the chats or anything. How many people do you have in here?
I'm not sure. 84. I think earlier we had around 90 something. It keeps kind of going up and down.
That's still pretty good considering we are out of the algorithm. Yeah. That means, enough people are getting something, to see that you're live.
Yeah. I get a lot of that, and I know you do too. It's like, oh, I didn't get a notification, or I didn't even know that you still had a channel. That's my other favorite.
I think what I'm going to start doing is, I've done it before, and I think it really helped, is when I plan to go live, like a half a day before that, I'm going to make a short video, saying that I'm going to go live at such and such time.
Mm-hmm.
I've done that before, and it really did help.
Yeah. Planning out your lives like more than a half an hour, like for instance, that helps too.
I did mine on the fly the other night.
Yep.
Which doesn't help at all. It was the other day. I went live in the morning. It was Saturday morning.
Jamie.
What?
I love Jamie Bobrisky. She's funny. She's gonna join you and have a cigarette. Oh goodness. 3, there are good guys still left in the world. You're not ugly. Dixie, get that fly swatter and get him.
Right? Even if he doesn't deserve it right now, I'm sure he's done something to deserve it, so get his ass.
Or he will.
Yeah. It's coming.
I can hear Dixie giggling now.
Yeah.
Oh goodness.
So I told Charlie, I said, if I do decide to get my hair cut, I'm gonna auction my hair off.
I told you, as much as I love you, I'm Team Charlie with this.
I know.
You look like Rapunzel. Like when you get up from your chair, all you could see was hair for days back there. Since I got mine cut, mine really has not grown back. Like, I mean, it's grown, but it's like, well, I got a lot off too. But it's not the same since I got mine cut.
When I get mine cut, it grows faster. What I had cut off a couple of months ago, it's past where it was then.
Yeah.
And I had 6 inches cut.
Yeah. That's the way mine used to be. But now I cut it and it's like, oh.
I'm taking all kinds of vitamins too, though.
Yeah.
You remember I told you that I had to start taking collagen vitamins for my nails because even my hairdresser, she said, your hair is taking all those vitamins from your nails.
Yep.
So I go and I get these vitamins. I'm taking the gummy things, which I will not be doing again. I want pills. I don't like the gummies.
Susie D, you're not stupid. I have a hard time with that too. Some devices And I don't know. Bigfoot's probably easier to explain things. I have a hard time with finding other people's pages too. Sorry, TJ.
What was I saying?
I'm sorry. You were talking about your collagen and your nails, so you took that and
Oh, yeah, I started taking them, and I've been on them for a while, and it's helped my nails a little bit, y'all, but my hair growth is freaking insane.
yeah,
That's what I was going to say.
yeah. I'm sorry to interrupt. I just don't like people
It's
feeling
fine.
stupid, especially when they're not.
So you and I can do that to each other because we understand each other.
Yeah, yeah. And I knew right where you were. You were at with the collagen and your hair, and yeah, your nails wouldn't grow because your hair was taking it all.
Mhm.
And then you weren't even doing the back and forth things where your nails would grow and then your hair would stop. It was just all hair.
Diamond, when she braided my hair several days ago, she goes,
That's
"Oh my God, this is the longest natural hair I've ever touched."
It is pretty, but it's heavy, especially when it's wet.
Yep.
Yep. I hate text voice or voice texting. Oh, I tried to, oh boy. I
Yeah, well,
tried
that's Southerners. It's really bad.
I tried to do that with Bigfoot the other day. I didn't even go back and fully read what I said. Remember that when I voice texted you?
Yeah.
It was it was really interesting. It was a mess, Jeff. It was an absolute mess. Goodness. I think that you're going to start feeling a lot better. I do.
Well, I'm worried about it for me is because my hours, and I'm just completely exhausted all the time.
Hey, life with Bobby. My hair is at its longest. It can be with how I have to cut it. Yeah, Bobby's got long hair too. A trim every 6 to 8 weeks. Geesh.
How long is the hair?
I don't know how long her hair is, but it's pretty long. Yep.
I've gotten to the point where it hurts to pull my hair up.
Mm-hmm.
Gives me headaches and stuff.
It's yeah, you got all that weight on every little follicle. That's
Yeah. I have to put it all the way on top of my head, so there's nothing hanging and pulling.
mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
that's not easy to do.
No. Before I got sick and I had thick long hair, I couldn't wear it up long because my scalp would hurt. And I didn't even have to be like it wasn't even tight. It was from the weight of my
Yeah.
hair.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
I had a lady stop me yesterday in Ingalls
Hey, Dad.
talking about my hair. She goes, first thing, is it hot? I'm like, well, depends on how you wear it,
Right.
you know. And then she went on about her sister having really long hair, and then her sons have long hair, and she had to cut it because her sister, which usually cuts his hair, can't cut it anymore because she can't see. And I'm like, this woman was going on and on and on.
That's funny. I would have told her, I would like, no, I just take the ends of it, get all the sweat and, wring it out and it's good. I would have got rid of her real quick. Actually, I think TH2 was making jokes about me being brave wearing a white shirt. Yeah, I don't have sweaty armpits tonight. No. Yeah, Life with Bobby said she used to get headaches pulling her hair back when it was all grown out too. It's the weight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. TJ Cat. Oh, yeah, because she's even got a picture with her braids. See?
Yeah.
And hers is really long. She has to wear braids. Yeah, it balances everything out. How did your hair feel with the braids? Did it take some off?
Oh, it felt great. I just had 2 French braids, one on each side. It just felt wonderful.
Yeah, it was
And
looked like
she,
a double Dutch.
yeah,
Yeah,
and it was the kind of the inverted braids. I don't know what you call them, but
double Dutch braids.
where they
That's
stick out instead of in, they're
yeah.
outies instead of innies.
Yeah, so what you got was called a double Dutch braid.
Okay, so I don't know the names of all that stuff.
Yeah, well, um, I have Allie and Lauren and Nicolette, so like, they like to school me on what things are. And then there's like the fishtails. Have you ever had a fishtail? It
A
looks
rat tail?
no, a fishtail is similar to a French braid, but it's like thinner and it's inverted.
I don't know. No, I ain't never had one, but I don't even know what the heck it is, to be honest with you.
I'll have to have Allie give me a fishtail braid one day, and I'll show you what it looks like.
See, before Diamond, I've only had 2 people ever to braid my hair. One of them didn't know what the heck she was doing, and the other one was this black lady that lived beside me. And she did a traditional person of color's hair. And you guys, even though I thoroughly enjoyed it, having my hair done like that because it was unique on a white female, I got made fun of. So I never did it again.
Oh, see, here everyone does that. Doesn't matter what race,
But
color, or anything you are.
it felt so good to have my hair done like that.
Yeah.
She didn't do them too tight or anything like that. You know, she knew she was dealing with a wimp. We can't hold this tight braids, but yeah, it felt really good on my head.
The guys are trying to get in this with back hair, and
Right? We should bring Bigfoot's back here.
it's getting really weird.
Give him some dreadlocks.
Now, what I like to do is I like to go and I'll take any part of his body that's all hairy, and I'll do this and make little knots, because that's what I do. Thank you, Susie D.
Awesome.
She found it. It must be the link that you dropped in chat. So it all goes over there. If you can French braid toe hairs, that's very impressive. Why would you ever want to do that? That would pull. That's weird. And if you got toe hairs, wax it.
Right? Or at least shave it. Do something.
Yeah. I would suggest waxing over shaving, but just because it takes longer and there's little to no ingrown hairs. Yeah. You ever have ingrown hair on your toe?
I don't think so.
It's not very fun. Hope Rising is back. I need to check out your video, by the way, Hope. I saw that you did one outside, and all day I've been wanting to like watch it, and I still haven't. Hey, Katina Birdcage. Where I met Katina Birdcage. Over at the Nut House.
Oh.
Yep. Oh. Well, if you're still here, Teresa D, good night. Just gotta go to bed.
Oh.
It is going on like 10 o'clock though. Well, quarter of. Goodness. So what'd you think?
I try not to think.
Yeah. Knew it sucks. Even when you're trying not to think, you're trying not to think.
Yep.
It never ends. Yep. It's the what would she just say? Oh, I keep trying to click it and I keep clicking everything. She says it's the perfect video. I didn't say a word.
There's been a lot of times I wish I hadn't talked. Well, damn, I just screwed everything up.
Well, I thought it was a live stream, so you just went live with nature. That's awesome. Question for TJ right here.
TJ, how was your tooth? Hope it's much better. I got it pulled. It's gone. It's a goner.
Yep. Telling you, teeth infections are real.
Yeah, but I think I had the infection before I knew it. And once he packed that tooth, what it was is a filling had fell out, you guys. And he's like, okay, well, I'm gonna pack it temporarily until we get the root canal. And when he did that, oh my God, the pain set in. I thought I was dying.
Mm.
I couldn't sleep all weekend long, and I had to work all weekend long.
Mm-hmm. There was no place for it to drain but in.
That's right.
It drained all through your body is what it did.
It was all up in my head.
Your temple.
Yeah, everything.
And I just went through that in January. Except me, I'm a big baby. I was up blatting, like out loud blatting. I had Bigfoot up. I had Allie up. The whole house was up. I was out loud crying.
Mm-hmm.
It was severe. It was like worse than labor because but it kind of kept coming like that. But then it was like constant pain, but then it would get worse.
It was a man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he said it was a man cold.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he gets those. He does. I'll have the same cold, but somehow his is way worse. Like way worse. Because like I can still do laundry, cook, and make dishes, do dishes. I don't understand. You know, like, yeah, a lot of people. Why is that? Why do we get so anxious at the dentist? You know,
It's gonna hurt.
there's more people that are anxious about going to the dentist than any other thing, like any other doctor.
Mine is going to a gynecologist. I mean, I don't like going to the dentist either, but I hate going to the gynecologist.
I told you.
Bubba's comment up there
From Bubba's 10 or 15 comments back. Jeez. I guess it was funny. Oh yeah, that's funny. that stuff smells like burnt chicken. Tried Nair once on the chest many years ago. Used soap to wash it off. Reapplied Nair. Very bad idea.
Oh my goodness.
That's almost as bad as Jeff's incident with the icy hot. Yeah, I don't like going to the gynecologist either, TJ.
I hate it.
No. So I was thinking though about that is how many of us ladies should try what was it called? Vinquilism?
Be a ventriloquist. Oh my God, I can't even say it either.
I think we should all develop that skill. And we all should plan our appointments the same month around the country. So we think it's some kind of like weird thing happening.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because they all talk.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I think it'd get around. Charlie's over there like, no.
He's playing his game.
Is he?
Yeah, Fallout 4.
Fallout?
Mm-hmm.
Is that the newest one?
No, 76 is the newest one. We don't like it that much.
No.
You need to make a graph for that game.
What?
Josh wants you to ask Charlie if he would like him to make a graph for his game.
Do you hear that, Charlie? Bigfoot wants to know that.
He totally will.
He said, nah, he don't need a graph for that.
I guess he doesn't need one. So you know what they're getting for Christmas, right?
Graph paper.
They're getting graph paper. Both of them. Yep. Hey, PV or PSV Odyssey. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Goodness. Pain is proof of life. Yeah, it lets you know you're still alive. You're not dead yet. Unfortunately. I'm telling you, I get tired of dealing with pain. I do. You can trick the guys by saying the mouths wouldn't move. Yeah, exactly. That's what ventriloquists do. Is they throw their voice. They don't even move their mouth. Oh goodness, I'm afraid to ask.
Right?
Yeah, yeah. Between the graphs and the list of number crunchings, and I'll tell you, I don't know how he does it because we did the fence last year, and he was doing that square root with A, B, and C, and he's out there in the yard and doing this in his head, and then he did it again with the project we did over the weekend, trying to get that. What was it? Square root? Yeah, of ABC squared. I don't even know. I don't even know. But he's out there just doing it in his head like it's nothing but a thing. And everything ends up straight. He wanted to make sure he got it straight because we're going to be putting tops on the wood too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So who knows? But anyway, I'm really glad that everybody decided to come out tonight and hang out with us.
Yep.
Yeah. Is there anything you want to add before we end?
Something that keeps going through my head, it always does. Save your face coverings.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you find a good deal on it, pick up another box of them.
Right. Right.
I'm talking about the better stuff.
Yep. Yep. Like your N95s, and then there's one just as good or just below or just above that. What were the other ones we got? The N95, and then there's another thing that's just like that. It's like what number letters is it? Just, yeah, get that stuff. I know before we were saying, yeah, but
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot more going around and a lot more coming. That's going to make you wish you did. And we were the ones laughing and not wearing the thingies. And we're telling you that to get them. Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I know with the thing we've been dealing with for 3 years, you guys have heard us say, we're not wearing those things because those things that they were telling everybody to wear does absolutely no good. Those little flimsy, cheap things.
You can smell aisle 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. Aisle 3 too.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Definitely.
So.
And this is that Common Core math.
1 + 1 = 11.
I'm telling you, that's the way that some of that Common Core stuff is. Did you know Bigfoot had to learn Common Core because I didn't have the patience with the kids to do it? I was like, they're like, no, Mom, my teacher doesn't let me do it that way. I'm like, you mean they don't want you to use your head?
Exactly.
They want you to go all the way around a huge circle to do this. What are you even doing?
I never understood it either.
No,
My kids were doing it in school.
Put into just, yeah. Oh, very funny, Trust. Okay, so I didn't show up to Trust in God live today because I was busy and I wasn't on my phone, so therefore I didn't get a notification. I also wasn't in my email, so I never showed up until literally they were editing. Yep. Oh boy, we're getting into the farts now. Yep. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Everyone have a good night. Again, calm down. Stay calm. And what?
I said, "Yepers."
Yep. Yep. Y'all have a blessed night.
Bye, everybody.